When you hear coleslaw, do you think of that typical cabbage salad that's made with some mayonnaise and some vinegar and some celery seed? Well, a lot of us do, and that's a perfectly fine slaw. There's nothing wrong with that one. But if it's the only slaw that you've ever had, then these recipes that I'm going to share with you today, well, they might just change your life. All right, here you go, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, here are the 4 different slaws that I want to share with you today. Obviously, they all start with cabbage, shredded cabbage, so we'll get that going. Sometimes we'll need to salt it and massage it, and sometimes we won't, but we'll get to that in a second. But to start off, slice a head of cabbage into half, and then into quarters, and then slice out the core. Then, if you and your knife are best friends, go ahead and slice it into noodle-like strips. You could also use a mandolin slicer, or as I like to call it, the finger slicing death machine. But either way you slice it is totally fine. Let's get to this first one, the creamy lemon and herb slaw. Into a bowl, place 2 large handfuls of cabbage. Then add 1 medium-sized carrot, finely grated. Then the idea is to add 2 fresh herbs. I'm adding a small handful of chopped cilantro and some green onion. Then for some creaminess, add 2 to 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Then squeeze the juice of half a lemon. And finally add a pinch of sea salt and a little black pepper. Now I make this cabbage salad pretty frequently because it's sort of an all-purpose slaw. You can put it on a taco, you can put it on a sandwich, you can stick it in a rice bowl. It's creamy, it's lemony, it's herby. It's just a delicious side item for almost anything. And for those of you who don't really like mayonnaise, this is a great alternative. And you can also easily store this in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. Alright, let's move on to the second one, the German slaw, and this one is delicious. We'll start off the same way. Into a bowl we place 2 very large handfuls of shredded cabbage. But this time we're going to add 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Then get your hands in there and massage the cabbage. And the purpose of this is twofold. 1, it tenderizes the cabbage while still keeping it crunchy. And 2, it removes a lot of the moisture, which you'll see in just a moment. But for now, set that aside and let's move on to the ingredients. Into a pan, place 2 strips of bacon diced into small pieces. All you want to do here is simply crisp up the bacon, and about halfway through that process, you'll add a 1/4 cup of onion. Then just let everything cook until the bacon is nice and crispy and the onions have some color. Then remove it from the heat and set aside. Now my cabbage has been resting here for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's time to drain off all of that excess liquid. This will help your slaw to last longer, as well as prevent it from becoming soggy. Keep in mind that some of the salt will release with the liquid as well. And you can see how much liquid is released even from just a pound of cabbage. Alright, now into the bowl we add our bacon and our onion. Then for some sweetness, add some julienne sliced apple. Any variety will work. Next, add a splash of apple cider vinegar and a couple drops of mustard. And finally add 1 to 2 teaspoons of caraway seeds. Not only do these add flavor and texture, but they've also been shown to improve digestion. And if you're eating a bunch of cabbage slaw, well, that's definitely helpful. And if you can't find caraway seeds, well, fennel seeds would work just fine. By the way, if you're enjoying this video or you're learning something, please consider hitting that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. This German slaw is delicious. It's sweet, it's salty, acidic. You got the savory from the bacon and the earthiness from the caraway seeds. It really does hit all the right notes. Alright, let's move on to my personal favorite, the Mediterranean slaw. By now you know the drill. Into a bowl, place 2 to 3 handfuls of shredded cabbage. Then add 1 large handful of fresh chopped parsley. Now, like the one before, I am going to salt and massage my cabbage to make it nice and tender. But if you don't want to have to drain the excessive liquid or let it rest, simply add just 1 teaspoon of salt. And that'll prevent too much moisture from releasing. Now, into a small mason jar, I'm going to add roughly equal parts of 3 ingredients. About 2 tablespoons of tahini, the juice of 1 lemon, and about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Additionally, I'm going to add a splash of olive oil, a crack of black pepper, and a half teaspoon of garlic powder. Then simply stir or shake until nice and smooth. And that's it. You'll simply pour it over the cabbage and the parsley and mix it up well. And this Mediterranean slaw has a great blend of flavors. You can serve this up with some chicken or some fish or put it in a wrap. I don't know, this one really does it for me. It's delicious. Try it and let me know in the comments below what you think. Alright, let's get this last one done, the Pineapple Sesame Slaw. Now, I made some mistakes while filming this one, so just bear with me and I'll put all the ingredients in the description below. So grab your cabbage, then add some thinly sliced red onion, just a little bit, and about 3/4 of a cup of fresh diced pineapple. Next, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Now, I made a mistake here and put 2 in for some reason, but it's supposed to be 1 teaspoon of oil and then 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Then add the juice of half a lime. Then add 1 to 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. Now this slaw is supposed to be a balance of 2 flavors, sweet and umami. Which brings me to my second mistake. I forgot to add raisins. I thought I had it in my pantry, and I did not. So make sure you sprinkle in a few raisins in there to give it that perfect balance.
So here are the 4 slaws, and of course I think they're delicious, but we've got to test them with the kids first. All right, here you go, guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me know which one's your favorite.
Okay. All right. This one's good. Mmm. 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 Pineapple. This one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. These ones are both of our favorites. I think they would be better with something.
Do you have a least favorite?
My least favorite. This one.
Oh, that's my favorite. All right. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Make sure to like and subscribe to watch more recipes. See you later.